Okay, welcome to the Green Party Trade Union Group AGM. I'm Peter Murray, who's Secretary of the Trade Union Group at the moment until the elections, which we'll be holding later on in the meeting. I will be standing for Secretary again, incidentally. Okay, just to introduce the Trade Union Group to you very briefly. It is it's a constituent part of the Green Party. It's open to all Green Party members. As the name suggests, it is an organisation for trade unionists, but we also recognise that under current circumstances there are many people who would like to be trade unionists but are not able to do so because of the oppressive character of many, particularly private sector employers. And also, we also have quite a lot of unemployed people who are interested in supporting trade unions. Fortunately, nowadays, one of the unions, Unite, and I think maybe also the GMB, operates a scheme for unemployed people. So maybe some people would like to speak about that later. However, I won't. We're circulating an attendance list. Please sign, and there are papers available with Martin. I think's got some.
They're nearly all given out.
They're nearly all given out, so you may have to share papers. This first part of the meeting, we're going to have a brief talk from Will Duckworth, who many of you may know is Deputy Leader of the party and an active trade unionist himself. So I'll hand over to Will.
Thank you very much. Yes, I've been a member of NASUWT Teachers Union for about 30 years, if not more by now. Not very active now, but I was very, very active in my younger days. And now I'm on GPEX and with a lot of help from other people, represent the trade unions on there. And locally, we've had a number of issues. We are, being Teachers Union, of course, fighting academies very hard, which is really impacting on teaching and on trade unionism within teaching dreadfully. And we've also got a horrendous situation in a local FE college where they've sacked 4 maths lecturers, and I used to teach maths, largely because they were actually active trade unionists. And even my wife is suffering greatly because she is a teacher and an active trade unionist, and her management don't like it. But I have been, and we have been, represented on so many demonstrations, marches and active movements throughout the country, helping to represent working people. And I think we are beginning to get through to a lot of trade unionists, and eventually it will filter up to the trade union leaders, I hope, that we are the natural place for working people to be represented. They have been left, they have been deserted by the Labour Party. And they are beginning to recognise that and beginning to look where to go. And there are a myriad of other left-wing organisations that they are thinking about joining, but they can see in the Green Party increasingly coherent, well thought out policies, caring about working people and offering them what they need, what they have been looking for a number of years since the Labour Party deserted them. And we are beginning to win them over more and more, and that is where we have got to work. We have got to work at getting trade unionists to realise that the Green Party is the party for them.
Thank you, Will. Have you got to rush off to your next meeting now, or could you?
I can answer a couple of questions, certainly. Certainly, yes.
If anybody's got any questions or comments they'd like to make about Will's brief address?
I heard there's a situation with the trade teachers.
Sorry, this is Sylvain Sevier from Front to Gauche, who was a guest speaker at our fringe earlier today. A lot of you were at that session, but not everyone.
There's a situation I heard about trade unionists in teaching I think it's around Stratford, and I have contacts and friends who work in teaching, and they happen to be black and Caribbeans, and they seem to point to a race issue whereby they are being singled out as the black unionist and being put on the spot and pressured to move. So is there anything acknowledged on that particular thing?
The ones I'm involved in
Yeah.
don't involve racial issues
All right.
at all,
Okay.
just trade union activism. But that doesn't surprise me, unfortunately.
I think, do you refer to the Hales Owen 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the lecturers in Hales Owen who Will was talking about, Hales Owen College, they actually had reports from the management saying they're perfectly good teachers, and they were sacked, and the management as good as said it's because you're unionist. But one of them, Dave Maritu, was certainly at one time the black BME rep on the UCU National Executive. So it may be union victimisation, or there may be a racist element to it. We don't really know. But we've definitely sent a letter of support to them, and we're supporting the Yuku campaign to defend them and get them reinstated.
I'm speaking to them, I didn't get any impression that it was racist, just the activism.
Stratford in London.
Yes. Sorry, Stratford in London.
Oh right, sorry, I thought it was up this end.
No, the other group. The other lot of trade unionists being bullied and sacked.
Yeah.
Well, they're all over the place,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who's chair?
I am, I think, sort of, yeah.
I'm a member of the AUT, one of the other teacher unions. Think about the anti-academy struggle and so on. One of the things that's happening in our locality with the primary force academies that I moved motion on yesterday is an alliance between parents and the teacher unions, which is proving quite fruitful, particularly in primary schools, because primary parents have a lot more to do day to day.
It's never been stronger. I think the academies thing
It is quite powerful at the moment.
Yeah.
I think when we talk about the trade union group, we should also be talking about the trade unions reaching out to the wider community and making alliances with them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got the government and press trying every time we take any action to say it's the teachers against the kids and against the parents, or it's the rail workers against the people who are using the railways.
And that alliance makes a lie of that claim.
We've got to break that down.
Yeah, I mean, voice and some rugby being high. They emphasise on that point as well. We've been involved in anti-academies campaign in rugby, and unions in NUT turned out to meet parents at very short notice actually. And we had a demonstration at the school. We were trying to give to a company in London. Yes, rugby 100 miles away from London. And we were actually within rugby at the time, strangely. Very fortunate. And we had a very good public meeting actually, where the unions spoke at this meeting organised by parents. So yeah, you're right. I think there is a question today. You know, we passed on Friday a very good position on anti-academies, and I must plug Anti-Academy Alliance, by the way. It's a very good organisation.
Yeah.
But also, you know, we're also likely to pass a motion about collecting memberships. People actually start saying what trade union they are in when they join the Green Party or existing members. That's going to take some organisation actually to process that. Probably, you know, and obviously in the past, in Liverpool conference last year or so, we did pass a motion for a properly appointed trade union liaison officer. And again, I think that needs to be sorted out really within the party, because I think that's a very large piece of work there actually. Focused approach. I would say particularly, you know, I was looking at the BBC NUJ strike, and on their bulletin board there was so many support from local from trade unions, etc. We didn't support that on that board, unfortunately, and that would have been good to do that actually, because that caught public opinion actually, because you could spot the scab on TV. His accent, you know. Carol Kirtland, the popularity will probably go down now because he always scabs the weather girl on the BBC. But I do think there is a technical question here as well as a political question. The Green Party needs to get its act together about building support and getting Green Party people into trade unions, finally, compared to any other left group within the country, we're much bigger actually. And we know that trade union movement are interested in left alternatives, like in the conference coming in June in London, the making promoted. So we need to get our act together really, because we do offer a viable future in terms of green jobs, etc. So if you could comment on that.
Yes, one of the problems with the Green Party is that yes, we are bigger than most of the left organisations, but we are very, very poor. We haven't got the personnel and the structure and the money to put a lot of these things in place. And the best we're likely to get with the trade union thing is a slot on the members' website where you can put your own trade union in, rather than for new members it'll be a different matter, but to do it retrospectively to everyone who's joined is going to be far too expensive for us to do other than just have that. But it is something we need to do. We need to be organised. Sorry?
We all rejoin every year.
We certainly don't all fill in. Yeah.
Could ask local parties
Yeah.
to send stuff in regionally.
Yeah.
You could ask them.
Your membership officers could approach members about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where there's a will.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Will. I know Will unfortunately has got to rush off to another meeting. So I'd like to thank you very much for coming to address the trade union.
Thanks for having me.
Shall we do introductions around the room just to get to know who we are? So we'll sign. Has everybody signed the attendance list, by the way? I've said before, I'm Peter Murray, Secretary of the Trade Union Group. Sue, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, Sue Tibbles. What am I now?
Co-convener